Okay, cool. If you can hear my kid screaming upstairs, sorry about that. He's like on volume 1000 today. Okay, so it's Monday. It is January 4th, first Monday of the new year, 2021. I just want to start out by saying Happy New Year. I'm so excited for those of you who joined tonight and those who are catching the replay. Thank you. We are so excited for 2021, not just for like elite and all those things. We're so excited to, I think, everybody be on the same page, be back to square one together. Like, so if you're newer, if you are just starting to work the business last year, every January 1st, everyone is back to zero. Everyone is back to being a fresh, brand new, like building your business coach. Um, so the elite coaches, the top 10 coaches, like right now, all of them have, well, I don't know about into day 4, but as of January 1st, we all had zero success club, zero income for the year, 0 points. So run your race and don't think that there are still people light years ahead of you, because for this year, it's anybody's game right now. And your goal doesn't have to be top 10. Your goal doesn't have to be, you know, six-figure, $100,000 earner this year, but you should have a goal that you are running towards. Um, so I heard the other day, like a lot, there's a lot of talk at the beginning of the year about vision and a vision board and things like that. So the other day I heard something really insightful. Actually, I think somebody shared it with us. I think Carrie shared it with us actually, but it came from Michael Folsom. And when people are talking about vision, I think we always hear like, okay, close your eyes. Where do you think, like, if time, if money, if nothing were an issue and the world was perfect for you, what do you see your day like? What do you see your life like? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? All of that. So, while I think that's awesome, um, I think that leads to a lot of dreams. And dreams can be really hard to catch up to, right? They can be really hard to accomplish. Dreams are just thoughts. Goals are what the dreams are when we go get them. So I think it might be easier to look at it the way that Michael Folsom described it, and not where you see yourself, but where are you right now? Where are you as a person in your life right now, today, January 4th? You, your family, your household, your job. What does that look like for you? And what about it right in this moment is not sitting well with you, is not like really satisfying you? What is something that is just kind of like a pain point? We talk about pain points a lot. Um, and I would look at those and I would say you should look at those and base your vision going forward off of that, rather than thinking, just want this shiny white house with, this office that's all decked out and a chandelier and like a pool and like all this stuff, which is all great. And I think we should have things like that to look forward to. But we also have to just consider right here and now where we are, because that's like setting a goal to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. Like, that's not going to happen. It's definitely not sustainable, and it's going to be really freaking hard. Okay, so have a vision, but set a smart goal based off what you're struggling with right now in your life. So, I mean, you have to know what that is. I can't ramble off 100 examples of what it could be like, but it could be anything and everything. So, think about it like that. Is it your job? Is it something with your kid? Is it finances? Is it you couldn't, you want to, I don't know, you haven't been able to put a family trip up for several years, I know, regardless of, what's going on with COVID. But, think about it. Like, what right now do you wish, like, damn, like, I wish I could have done that last year or had something different happen last year? yada, yada, yada. Okay. Um, and then think about what can you do to fix that going forward. Um, like how to get to that. So basically, that's where you're probably going to be, this is not going to be shocking to you, but that is where working the business comes into play to erase those pain points and to work towards that bigger vision. It entails probably for 99% of those things, working your business. Okay. So write out what you want to change, write what you want it to look like realistically, that's specific, that's measurable, SMART goals, specific, measurable, is it attainable? So, like 100 pounds in 3 months is not attainable. $1 million income in 1 year is not attainable. Okay. Is it relative? So, I think that's a really good point, like, is it relative to your life? Like, do you really need, like, I don't know. Do you really need that thing you're looking at? Um, and then timely. Okay. So, yes, we're all starting from square one and we have 12 months. Okay. But I think it'd behoove you to break up the year into quarters. Okay. Because there's nothing, I mean, the people who have been here for a long time can tell you there's nothing worse than, well, I can pretty much tell you there's nothing worse than taking my business last year from January to whatever it was, June, and doing all the things, doing my tracker, hitting Success Club, you know, all the things, but then in October qualifying for 5 star, hitting 5 star, and really having no points to go elite for the first time ever. Okay. So if I think about it, if I had tried and made things more measurable instead of starting out January feeling like, well, I don't have anybody that's going to go diamond anytime soon, or, I don't have any new coaches bringing on one friend with them to, give them extra accountability, to show them that it's very easy to get one person to help. If I had just thought differently in January of last year, and even just the quarter or the second quarter, if I didn't think long term, like, well, I have till, like, the end of the year, then I probably would have hit elite. I probably could have been having the points all year long. And then those magical diamonds popped up, right? So take it into quarters. Okay. So where I think I've talked to a lot of my girls, I'm sure Jen has talked to a lot of you guys, but in the next 3 months, you need to put out a goal for every month, but then cumulative at the end of 3 months, what does that look like? So I'm going to say, probably guess here, all of us want to hit at least Success Club 6 to 10. So if we're hitting Success Club 6 to 10, I'm thinking we all at least want to rank advance to the next level of whatever that is for you. Um, so think about that. Being diamond by the end of March is definitely doable if you are hitting Success Club 6 to even just, I mean, go 10, because if you go 10, you're going to hit 6. If you say just 6, you're probably going to come up like 0 to 2, 4. But if you strive for 10 and more, and you want to rank advance to, you know, I don't, emerald, diamond, whatever you need to go to, star diamond, then you can do that by the end of Q1. The activities for January, February, and all of March will definitely get you there. Okay. So reverse engineer the goals, make them SMART goals, and then understand what you have to actually do, which is working your business to achieve them. Um, then what else did I want to say? I mean, a lot of you guys, I mean, I don't think too many of us on here are super duper brand new. I'm looking around and it looks like we've all, been together for at least the last year. But you guys have every single potential in you to go for what you want, okay? You just have to get clear on what it is that you want. Okay. Not what I want, not what your sponsor wants, not what, the 10 coaches that you're following on Instagram want who you're watching their stories instead of doing your business stuff. Get clear on what you want, okay? If you haven't already, I mean I'm still working on my thoughts for what I want this year, but I've laid out a little outline already, 4 days in. If you haven't gotten that far yet, it's okay. Take until this weekend and figure out specifically what you want out of this business, okay? Of course, we all want it to be fun, we all want it to be enjoyable, but we also all want an income out of it. Let's be real. I mean, I'm not and this is where things get weird for me. I'm not good with my words. This is where Carrie Briscoe probably should have came into play. But we're all doing this, number one, because it's changed our lives. Every single one of you. You wouldn't be here tonight on the call giving me your time if a program and a product hasn't impacted your life and it hasn't impacted enough where you wanted to keep using it, right? Like you're all using the things, you're all loving the things. So the fact that you're doing that should make it 10 times easier for you to build your business, okay? Um, and I mean, that being said, like, not just easier to build your business, but at the end of the day, to really pinpoint, like, okay, I know I love this thing. I know I can get other people to love this thing and change their lives by just telling them what it's done for me and being a real person, not some weirdo who doesn't know how to hold a conversation. But you can then start to see immediately your business success. And then you can have belief in yourself. Your new coaches will have belief in themselves. As soon as they get to help one person, guys, they're going to have belief in themselves. So, obviously, we want all the fun things. We all want the live events to come back. We all, a lot of you didn't even get to do any of that. And it like kills my soul. It really does. Like, I hate it. But we also all want the business and don't feel badly about that. Don't feel selfish about it. And don't feel like you have to be the smartest, fittest, most knowledgeable, most like largest Instagram following ever to do this. Guys, there's people who are in some of the mastermind groups that I'm in who have like less than 2,000 followers and they're like elite. And like or not or honestly, the push elite group I'm in with Josh Coates, it's a push elite, okay, but there were 640 of us in it for the last quarter of this year or last year, and I think I want to say like half got elite, but even the people that got elite didn't necessarily make a ton of money. When we were sharing our things at the end, I didn't hit elite, but I made a lot more money. And I don't say that to gloat. I made a lot more money than a lot of the people who did hit elite. Okay. So there's success all over for this. Elite just comes as a natural byproduct of doing the business activities and, like, the three things: acquiring new people, keeping them on, getting a new person to help one person, and then all your new coaches hitting success club. That is all the same things everybody else does, right? We're all doing that. We're all getting people to join our challenge groups every month. We're all getting them to get results so they stay on products. We're all encouraging people to bring their friends aboard, okay? We're all showing our new coaches exactly how to hit Success Club without doing all of the things that, some of us might be doing. Like they could easily do it. So, I guess my point just is that don't be ashamed about like what the money is and don't feel like you have to be considered the top tier to qualify and make that kind of stuff. If it's going to change your family's life, if it's going to give you some more freedom and some more wiggle room, like just freaking go for it. Like why don't you deserve that, you know? And I say the people that are striving for it and maybe even don't reach it, you're stronger and better than you think than the people who are like striving for it and they're like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I'm not there. You're not going to be there unless you go there. So we got we got to go there. Um okay, sorry. Um I guess I just kind of also wanted to maybe do a little quick like, refresh our memories of things about starting the business and what we do because all of us I think are in the process or are at the point where we have to get our new coaches doing that, our challengers doing that. So while I know all of you know what the vital behaviors are, the four things that Beachbody puts out saying you do these four things and you can have a successful business. Well, I know you guys know all of that. I just think it's worth like reiterating in a way that you guys can see it better and reiterate that towards people that you're trying to bring on to grow your team. So, what I've done over the last couple months, and I'm not sure if anybody else does this, but like tell me if you already do or something in the chat. And if you do, like what it is you're recommending. But I have been like, I'm a huge personal development person. So personal development number one. And I think we kind of beat that to a dead horse and make sure you guys like really get like you need to do that because that makes or breaks this. But what I've been doing over the last like 3 to 4 months in my challenge groups is making it less about fitness and more about mindset and nutrition. And I think for me, the nutrition come so we you so like we say the weight is like a byproduct of your nutrition. I think the nutrition is a byproduct of our mindsets. Okay, for a lot of us we a lot of us really need to be mindset. Okay, if we're container girls or not, we need all that stuff that Alana says. So I think a lot of us really need personal development to just do everything in our everyday lives. So I've just been talking to them. I've been figuring out, what is it you're struggling with, and when they say like I'm struggling with getting in my 5 workouts this week or I'm struggling making my shake, the two things that sound like the most probably common things that they're struggling with, I take it back a step. You're struggling with this because, okay? You're struggling with your workouts because like you ask them a question. Figure out why they're struggling with it. If it's either going to be motivation or it's going to be time, okay? Where can you point them in the direction of some quick personal development that will help them manage their time better, create discipline and motivation? I mean, I think right off the top of the bat you guys probably know slight edge and compound effect. I've been telling like all the girls in my groups to read those. Some of them are listening, some of them are reading, some of them have not taken my advice, but some people will. Okay, not everybody will. But I've just been incorporating personal development into my challenge groups because if they're already doing personal development and working on themselves with our programs and products, they're already doing all of the things a coach has to do. Okay. And we just have to wrap it up in a tiny little bow at the end and show them how to then invite people, okay, without being overwhelmed. So tell me, I mean, you guys are awfully quiet, but tell me in the chat what personal development you're finishing or what personal development you've started for this year. It like maybe I'm in the middle of a book, so I didn't like start something fresh today. But I just be curious. And then if you think that it's like whatever you're on, if you think it's like speaking to you. So that's my number one suggestion for getting your, prospects, your challengers to do personal development. Even people you have sign up as like discount coaches, same thing. Treat them like a challenger, get them doing personal development. Um, oh, okay. Well, that's a great point. How to recommend it without sounding rude or pushy. So I can see what you're saying. Like you don't want to like insult them. But Okay, so I think it's like this. If you are their coach, you are trying to help them live like a well-rounded life. I think if your intentions in your heart are right, then and you're all normal humans, you're not like, trust me, you're not weirdos. You can all share on your heart how you want to like express that and it would come out the right way. Um Also, voice memos are a really great way to share your heart or share what you want to say with heart and with being heard the right way. Um, I just kind of I don't really like to even text anymore because it can be so uncomfortable and weird. Um, but I would just say to them, like this is your job. This is why you're a coach. You want to help support them. And there's so many ways that you can like suggest to them figuring out what they're struggling with. And I don't think anybody would think that that's wrong at all, um, especially when you're coming from a place of like love. So maybe don't feel like that so much unless it happens. And then we can talk about why that person ever said that. They're probably not our people though. um,
You could
so yeah, I think you'll be okay with that.
you
If you
could
just
also
like share from the heart.
sorry. Actually,
And
you could also
oh, go ahead.
sorry, Megan.
No, you're good.
Um, like you could relate to that, like depending on what they tell you they're struggling with, you could relate to them on that level. Like I used to struggle with that too, but since plugging into personal development, I've really been able to change my mindset, or it's helped me in this way or that way. I do that a lot when I'm talking to people just about what we do too. Like, I felt that way too, but this is da 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 da, you know, just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's super helpful too. So what was I going to say when you said that? More along the lines of how you have found it's worked in your life in so many other ways. You know what I mean? Like, um, just makes you feel like you're surrounded by better people. Like we all have social media, we all have the news, we all have all the crappy things. Like, I just encourage them to like listen on instead of the radio in the car. I just say you should just plug in a podcast and I give them a couple suggestions. Um, I think it's funny in the comments, it looks like a lot of us are reading Think Like a Monk. That's funny. It's really good. And I kind of want to be a monk now. Sounds super relaxing. Okay, let's see. Okay. So the next thing, those all look really good. Do you guys feel like you're all good with like what you're reading, that it feels right in a sense for where you're at? Okay. Okay, so then what do we know? Vital behavior two, be a product of the product. Okay. We don't really need to like dive into that, but if you are getting your challengers results, then they are being products of the product. So, second thing that they are doing already that we do as coaches. Um, and when you're talking to people, like when you want them to coach or when when you're getting on them on a sneak peek or they're a discount coach already, like the one thing that I always get is I need to finish a program or I need to like reach my goal first. And while I do know there are definitely people who truly need to do that first, I think there are a lot of other people who that's just a surface level excuse because they're fearful. So, what I say to that is, you know, I share a little bit about my journey with them. I'm like, guys, like I've been a coach for X amount of time. And right in the middle of it in 2018, I gained 25 pounds. Like, why would I ever think that I could be a coach at that point? But I continued to coach every day. So I know that there's something that you guys all can pull from your own story so that people don't have to feel like they have to be perfect. They literally just have to be a product of drinking their shake, doing a workout, and not and encourage people that they don't have to do a workout just as it's written. I found this really helpful with when we went through Morning Meltdown 100. Jericho was huge on letting people know that this was not about 100 days in a row. Okay. This was, you're just getting through 100 workouts at your speed, at your pace. So I do that with all my people now, like all the time. MBF, I don't care if it says it's day 20, day 1 to day 7 to day 21, you are just getting through 21 workouts. And I had a girl in our challenge group, she joined in November. Um, her goal when she filled out her form for me was 1 to 2 workouts a week. And at first I was like, oh, okay, well, that's real low. But she got in 3 workouts by Thursday, and then at the end of the week did 5. And I think people just underestimate themselves. But if we give them the permission, so I never told her that was low. Obviously, I'm not going to say that to her. I said, though, I think that's great and you're definitely going to nail it. Okay. So when we get through those 1 to 2 workouts, we figure out what's next. And just because your goal this week is 1 to 2 and somebody else's might be 4 or 5, and you might see me on Instagram and I work out 7 days a week, we're all doing it for different reasons, okay? Because and just because I work out every day does not mean you have to and does not mean that's your season of life. What matters is you're moving your body intentionally and you're committing to something start to finish. And that's what matters. So when people are like, being a product of the product, make it so they know it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? And then I think that will just really help people like take the pressure off them, especially if you share a nugget about yourself. Okay, personal development, product of the product, invite. All right, so inviting. Um, all of us here, we're at the stage where we know we have to invite. We know we have to help or invite like a certain amount of people every week in order to hit Success Club, whatever we want. We kind of know those things, okay? But when we're trying to get coaches to join us and do the same things and grow our team, just like to be a product of the product, we have to make it so simpler for them, okay? We can't be like dousing them with all this information. We can't be putting them into all of these, we can't think about like get them in a builders like boot camp for 21 days or like a push to emerald or, a 4 week like learn how to be a coach thing. Like all of that is too much, okay? There are some people in this world who will take that and will run with it. When I signed up as a coach and this doesn't happen anymore, but it came in the box with my package, like I don't know, maybe Jen got this too, like a little disc kind of, like a kind of like a think of a VHS like box, that size pamphlet of like what to do as a coach, okay? I read that thing front to back. But that's my personality. Like I need to know exactly like all the things, but I also don't stop just because I'm needing to know all the things. That's just my personality. But there's other people and probably way more percentage of the world that can't can't even fathom doing all the things, can't even really fathom, just finding 30 minutes in the day to figure out like 3 people to invite. Um, so we have to make it really freaking simple. And how can we do that? Well, number one, we are not going to tell them to go start following people, going and sending 100 invites. We're not going to tell them to, go to Instagram and learn how to do stories, how to do reels, all of that. All we're going to do is get them in your boot camp, encourage them to bring a friend, I think that's super accountable. Encouraging them to bring a friend. And you let them know, like in the challenge group, you're going to be coaching them. Okay. And then for that month. And then that way they can see kind of as they can be a challenger with their friend, but they can see as like a fly on the wall of what you're doing to coach them. Okay. And then, if that's their very first group. If it's their 10th group and then you're talking to them about coaching, still can do the same thing. Um, and then beyond that, I think we also don't want to overwhelm them with more than one person, right? Because I mean, like, again, it can be a lot. So if we can get them to bring in a friend and do 21-day fix or MBF, like something manageable within 1 month, or even something else is fine, but really make sure that in like 3-ish weeks that they're seeing something and feeling something, then that is when we need to really encourage them that they're, number one, already doing all the things, already like understanding this is not a journey about being perfect, and that they can inspire and help a couple other people, and in no way, shape, or form doing it in the way that, like you guys don't have to do things the way Jen and I do it right now because we're at a different level. They're not going to be doing what you're doing at that level and that pace. Okay. Um, so how are you going to get them to find people to invite, right? Because we don't want them going on social. We don't want them getting like all crazy there, and getting squirrel brained and then like, well, all the things. So my suggestion is, who's in their everyday real life? Who are they texting all day? Who are their girlfriends that they're in a group chat with? Do they do, like my sister-in-law? I asked her to do 9 week and she was all in. My sister, I asked her to do breakaway because she likes to run, but does nothing else. She was in. Um, so like who can they ask that they already know, that they don't have to like feel like, oh, this is weird, you know? Um, because honestly, if you family member, friend, coworker, your neighbor, people you're seeing and talking to all the time, if they were to talk to them about it being more like, man, I'm getting ready to start this program. It's called Control Freak. Sounds really scary. I'm not sure that I want to be called a freak. Um, but I get to still drink wine, or I get to still go out this weekend and have like a dinner date and have french fries or whatever I want. I don't know. Do you think you want to do that with me and help me keep me accountable? We could do it. It'd be just a lot of fun to do it together, be able to cheer each other on, but also be accountable. And I have a girlfriend who's going to like walk us through the whole thing. And then, like, really, that's kind of like it. And then to one person. And then if that person then we work with them, and how that we work with them through the objections that they're getting. Okay. If we can make it super simple, it might not even come to objections. It might be like, oh, yeah, well, I need something too. Like, I need to get my butt in gear, or whatever. So, yeah, that'd be cool. What do I do? You just tell Jen or you tell me, and we show you where to find the link to send them and what you're recommending them, because it's the same thing they're getting. Um, so they start there. Then, if they run through a bunch of people that way, they could probably even get 3 by the end of the month, or even in month 2. That's perfect too for them, okay? Because in month 1, they can see they can help one person get aligned with this. They don't have to give them the transformation of their life. They just have to get them started. And that's where as a team and community of our challenge groups, we're kind of all getting everybody results there. So look through their texts. Who are they talking to every day? Um, are they, you know, are they on some, I don't know, are they on some sort of team in some like sort of moms group? That sort of thing. Then beyond that, I do suggest starting on Facebook. I think it's just 100 times easier for somebody brand new to find people, especially I feel like, I mean, we're all kind of in the same ages and stuff like that. I mean, where I feel like all of us have been on Facebook for quite some time. And like we're not the newbies who are like 19 and 20 and they're like, Facebook? I'm on Snapchat and TikTok. What are you talking about? And they're like, Facebook's for old people. But Facebook, I think that's just much easier because that's more of a warm market base. Even if you don't have a lot of friends, I started with 100 and when I started as a coach, I had 153 friends on Facebook. Okay. Like I said, though, it's not about the number. But if you go to your friends, they're people you've already like in some fashion know. I mean, you guys know that, okay? So if we just encourage them to go see, well, who are you following on Facebook that who you love to follow? Like I'm sure you go on there because you know this girl posts like pictures of, I don't know, XYZ, and that's what you're always going to look for, right? Like who's one of those girls? Or your third cousin that you didn't even think of who you're always like liking the photos of her kids and all those sorts of things. So we can just kind of try to make it easy for them, like who did they go to school, high school with, that sort of thing. Um, and now I'll say that like I was not somebody who had like a really warm pool to pick from. Um, I don't know. I just went to like four different schools. I was not a fan of school. I wasn't on a team, like I did not play sports. So while I knew a lot of people and I've kept in touch with a lot of people through social media, didn't really know them like personally to like feel comfortable going and asking right away. But that's where like a post would come into play. And that's where you need to help them craft that post, okay? Um, and just like whatever kind of post you first put out has to be something like obviously you're going to have to talk them up to it because they're going to be like, "Ugh, can't do this, like not sure about sharing a side by side or whatever." But honestly, I think sometimes even just a picture, one picture, not even a side by side, I think if you can help them formulate some form of a like good little story there, that can be pretty powerful too. Okay. If they're not ready to like share a side by side. So I think those are simple ways we can try to get our challengers to get into coaching and our coaches or discount coaches like off the ground more. Um, Jen, do you think like what can you hit on there or what do you think missed?
Um, so I would just, you want me to talk about like inviting?
Oh, sure. I mean, whatever you think like is in your brain that you want to get out there.
My brain isn't firing off. But just one thing I want to say is that, if you're on my team, you have heard me say this multiple times, but we definitely overthink coaching and everything. And the way I see, because I did it in the beginning, but the way I see it now is, we don't think twice about sharing a new restaurant we went to with everyone. We don't think twice about sharing our favorite dry shampoo. We don't think twice about when we find a pair of jeans that fit us perfectly and they're on sale, telling everyone and their mother. So why do we think twice about sharing what we have to offer? Because every single one of us, like Megan said, our lives have been changed by the programs, the products, the coaching opportunity. So other people out there need this too. So if you are fearful, if you're thinking, he is like all over the place. If you're thinking like, oh, that person wouldn't be interested, or, if you're too afraid to invite somebody, like that's where personal development comes in, because whether you have success in this business or not, it is 100% directly correlated to your mindset and what you believe, your belief in yourself, your belief in this business. So yeah, that's what I have to say there. If you're still fearful about inviting people, you really need to plug into personal development and just think about, remember, you know, why did you start? You know, think about how this opportunity has changed your life, and it could change somebody else's. So it's not our, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not our,
Not up to us to,
and yes, it's not up to us to make the decision for somebody, you know, especially I see this when it comes to packages. We often are like, oh my God, that person is not going to buy the deluxe package. Why wouldn't they? Like, if you are using Shaco, Energize, and Recover every day, which I'm pretty sure everybody on my team is, the deluxe package really should be the only package you're selling, because that is what you are using every single day. So that is what you should be recommending to people, because that's what's getting you your results, right? So I see that a lot, and I did it too in the beginning. Like if somebody was like, I don't want the shakes, I was like, okay, you can just do bod. No, no. And then Carrie told me this, thank God. I don't know when, but she was like, Jen, if you start with the deluxe, then you can go down, you know, but if you start with a regular challenge pack, you can't go down from that. But I'm getting off topic here. But but I always go with the deluxe, and I speak with confidence because that's what I'm using every day. I'm using the programs every day. I'm using, sorry, Mike just came in the room. I'm using the shakes every day. I live on Energize, you know? So I am telling get out of here. I am I'm telling people that, you know, and I love voice message because I speak like this. Like they can tell how excited I am. And when I talk about Energize, and when I talk about how that is the only thing getting me through this newborn stage, they're like, I need that in my life, you know? So you just got to speak with confidence. And we all should have confidence because we all use the products and everything every day. That's all I have on there.
that's good. So before I let you guys go, I just wanted to give you two things that I would ask you to do this week, and they're nothing crazy, I promise. And if you could maybe post them in the group page, like by the end of the week with what you've come up with. So, number one, like I said, if you have not yet thought about your vision, or if you have not yet thought about where you want to see yourself at the end of 2021, um, what are your goals for Q3, or sorry, Q3, Q1, like for the next 3 months? So just write out like, and we'll put them in the group, what your goals are, anything. You list out anything. Success club, money, rank, family, something, your personal body, like whatever. Put it all out there. The second thing, because I think we need to have that to be able to keep, like, obviously going into next week and the next week, we need to know what we're headed towards. The second thing, I'm not going to tell any of you guys how many people to invite, how many people, how to reach out to people. I want you to go to the Beachbody Champions page this week and pick on there in the unit section, I believe, or you can just search for one of the live power hours. And I would love it if you tried one from Julie Voorhees or Danielle Natoni. Um, and then there might even be, I don't know if she did one, but Christina Delgado. They're like my three people who I really find like they just make things very simple, and they also make me believe like, why the heck are we not sharing this with people? Like, so I would pick one of those power hours to do. And I say do one of those rather than me and Jen telling you what to do, or you guys knowing what you need to do, but like being, how getting it done, because they're going to guide you for the hour. Every coach has a different way of doing things. And I like to go through them because it keeps me focused for like 45 minutes or an hour. I don't get in my head about like, what do I have to do next? I didn't send enough. No, they're just keeping you on a clock. They tell you what to do. They offer suggestions. They tell you how they do that part of the power hour. And I think it's really, really good. And so I think that those would be two great things if you could share by the end of the week. And I mean, it's only Monday night, so I know you've all got a power hour before Friday or get some activities done on your tracker. So there should be at least one that you have done. um,
Also, Megan, that did you? I don't know if you shared it in the group, but the Platinum Presenters, they have 3 live power hours every single day, which
yeah.
is awesome.
So if you guys go to the calendar, if you haven't yet, that's in the file section, there's a January calendar. The website's just platinumpresenters.com. And you go to that, the person that the coach whose team that is, she's like, I don't know, 6 levels above me. Okay. But since I don't really have an upline, we've been given access to that going forward. But in there, when you go in, there's going to be a tab that says join the Coach University, new Coach University. You're going to click that and you're going to submit a form. They're just going to like verify your coach ID, who your sponsor is, like that's it. And then they're going to give you like a password to get into that. Actually, let me just show you guys real quick. We'll take 2 seconds because it's already up on my page.
Did you get into the bod group for that?
Did they not add you yet?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, did your Venmo go through? Did you get a confirmation on that, an email?
I don't think so. I don't even know what email I have set up to my Venmo.
I got a couple. No. Like not an email from your Venmo. Like the girl, Holly Harmon, she emailed everybody saying like your Venmo was confirmed.
No, I did not get that email.
Yeah, Jen, she sent me an email because you had to, like Venmo won't send your money to her if you don't have the last 4 digits of her cell phone.
Oh, I didn't have it and I sent it.
Yeah, me.
Oh, it might be a setting. I have it set up so that like I can't send it to like.
Oh, okay. That might be a security. Yeah.
So it might be a security thing, but so she sent me an email saying she didn't get it, and then sent back the last 4 digits.
Can one of you forward me her email so I can message her?
Yeah, I'll forward it to you now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sammy. I didn't realize that.
No problem. She sent me an email. I was like, I paid you. Like, don't you dare not put me in this group.
Oh gosh. Yeah, well, let me know what happens for everybody if you didn't get information yet, because you should have. But I just got added to the group like yesterday afternoon. So if you didn't get your stuff in till even like this weekend, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you might not have gotten it yet. But if you haven't got an email confirmation yet, then I would also check in. Okay, so this is where I want you to go. It's just platinumpresenters.com. And then you're going to see over here on the right, create the free Coach University. So it's going to bring you to a form. Like I said, just fill out that form, send it in. And then, why can't I get out of this now? Stop. And then when you do get access, it's going to look like this. Okay. And then it's just going to be listed like as a course. You're going to go in there. And then right here, latest announcements, where it says live group power hours. So these are live. They record them. They're a little tricky to find the recordings, which I say if you can't get on one of these live, that's why it would just be good to like go grab one from the champs page. So this is Q4. I don't know why they didn't put the new one in yet. But anyway, my point is you go here, there's the Zoom link, okay? And this was Q4 and it's pretty much the same as what it is for this month. 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 9 p.m. every single day, okay? Except on Saturday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's not a 9 p.m. one because on Thursdays, they're doing new coach call that you can send your new coaches to. And you can also send them to the Emerald training calls that they do on Mondays. So those are Mondays. The new coach ones are Thursdays. But some of these people, like if you can get on one with Amber Kuiper, Michael Folsom is a must. Lori Stewart, Carrie Briscoe was on this one last week and she said it was amazing. Who here? Janelle Summers. I was on with her last week. She's Shalene Johnson's sister. She's phenomenal. Michael Ullman is great. He's a guy, obviously, but I think that'd be a great one to even just have a guy's perspective. Christine Dwyer, that's the coach that does this page. She's awesome. She's been a coach for over 10 years and I mean has consistently worked every day. And she's pretty down to earth too. Trina Gray and Julie Voorhees, my people. Those two are great. And then Jace is great. Jamie Shepard is awesome. And then I would say one of these, Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick. So you don't really know who it's going to be, but those are the ones that I would hit if you can hit any, like maybe once a week.
They put the Q1 up in their Facebook page. I saw that.
Oh, okay. And you know what? I did take it, so I can put it in our group too.
Mhm.
I'll upload it into there.
One thing I did want to say was, because I know we are all busy, and if you feel like you don't have time to work your business one day, the one thing you should be doing, I mean, after doing your workout and focusing on yourself, is inviting. You don't need to do the pretty graphics. You don't need to do, all the fancy stuff. You have to be inviting. That's the only way you're going to move your business forward. And I feel like most people do the inviting last because it's the scariest part. But if you didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call 3 weeks ago, I think it was, what was her name? Brooke
Anderson.
Yes. If you didn't listen to that, you need to, because if you feel like you're doing all the things in your business, but you're not where you want to be, it's probably because you're not doing the right things, like the inviting. So just wanted to also put that in there before we end.
Okay, I just put it in the group, so it's there. Maybe just save it to your phone so you know like the schedule. Also, Super Saturday is this weekend, virtual. It starts at 12 Eastern. So I know that's like right in the middle of the day, but it's cold. It's January. I'm not really going anywhere probably. So make sure you kind of get yourself plugged into that. They are going to have a good few announcements. And yeah, I think that's it. So just post by the end of the week. I'll create like a thread or something, or whoever hasn't seen it yet can create a thread and just drop like what you did, what you've laid out for your goals, and then one of the power hours that you've like been on. And thanks, ladies. Really excited for this year for you guys. You guys reaching your goals means that Jen and I are doing what we signed up to do, leading you and mentoring you. So that's really what it's about for us. It's not that we want you to hit diamond. It's not that we want you to make $1,000 a month. It's that we want you to reach your goals. And if you reach your goals, we're reaching our goals because we're here to help you. So go out and do your thing. Get going with 9 week if you're doing it, and have a great week, I guess. Do we need a picture? Do we need a
Does
picture?
anybody have any questions before we get off?
Sorry, I didn't ask. Whoops.
What's the best way? Like, so my girls are starting, 9 week Control Freak next week. But what's the best way? Like, do I start another group 2 weeks after? Like, I feel like I have to have something to invite to with like a firm start date. But for right now, I only have 2 girls that are starting 9 week. They're actually starting next week. So I just don't know what the next step is to take and inviting to what.
So I can give you real quick, and then I'd also like to hear what Jen, because we're going to have probably 2 different things to say. I would say that for me, I'm not really inviting to 9-week much right now because my group started today and I really want people to be very close to on the same page with it. However, that being said, I have a lot of people asking me about it and I'm not going to tell them no, but the people that I'm going to actively invite right now, I'm just inviting to like I mean, I'm not even stating what it is. Like if they decide 9-week, perfect. If they don't, it's a general boot camp. But I am picking a date for 2 weeks from now
That's what I
because
figured.
you're gonna get a lot. So please, guys, please, please, please be connecting with people, expanding your network right now, being consistent and showing up because even though it's January 4th, you're gonna get an influx of people who are starting in the next 3 weeks and into February. Like, not everybody was ready to start today
Right.
and everybody's getting back into the swing of things. So you are not behind the ball if your group isn't going to start for like another 2 weeks and then like, a group in February that you're planning for. You're not behind at all. So I would just keep it generalized, your invite, figure out what they personally need. And if 9-week is what you guys decide on for them, then totally fine. And if you have a small enough group of people where it can all just be one group, I think that's fine too. You don't have to have a separate, like I only have a separate one for 9-week right now because it's a lot of people and a lot of people who aren't doing it.
Right.
So I just wanted to keep everybody like on the levels they're at. That's my 2 cents.
Mhm. So you always need something to invite to.
Right.
I have a year-round group that I have open, and then I run like mini challenges in there. And then I typically only run a separate group for like launches. But I am doing a second 9-week control free group starting on the 18th, I think, in 2 weeks. So prep week will start on the 18th, and then we'll kick off whatever 7 days after the 25th or whatever that is.
So that still gives them time to get their stuff for 9-week then too.
So they still have, like, I'm invading this whole entire week
Right.
to that because they don't really need their stuff for the prep week.
Right. No.
So that's just me. And then I'm also like, I plan on doing 2 rounds of 9-week control freak,
Right.
just because I know I'm gonna have to modify the crap out of this first round. So I'm promoting the crap out of this program because everybody knows Autumn. The program sells itself, really. But that's just me. And people are like excited about this. And I've been, just from today, my post, the control track, like that's bringing so many people in because they're like, what is that? I need that. So I'm just having a lot more conversations just by showing like videos of me doing the workout today. So if you listen to the National Wake Up Call that Autumn did, she's like, even if you missed the launch, like you should be promoting this program the entire 9 weeks you're doing it. And then after that, and Jamie brought it to my attention that doing 2 rounds of it brings you right up to Memorial Day. So just, yeah.
Well, when you say it like that, summer doesn't sound so far away. And that's a good point, guys. So I like how Jen said that she already knows she's doing 2 rounds. So that makes perfect sense to bring people along with you. I, on the other hand, I'm not anticipating that. So that's also something that I'm just thinking about. But Jen, did you have anybody start today 9-week and then you're running a different group or just putting them all together?
No. The girls on my team, we all ran it together. So we have a big group that started today, and then we also we're running a second separate group.
Oh, okay.
On the 18th.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it'll be as big, but I just really wanted to like capitalize on this launch in this program. So
I mean, you also can't go wrong. Sorry, I know I said like 15 minutes ago we were done. You also can't go wrong with getting them the 9-week package.
Right.
Like you can't go wrong with that because look, I mean, the
We
value in
pick
that
all the
alone,
things.
$39, right? $49 more, $39 more. And they're getting the door track, the ball, and early access. So if they even want to try them or do like, hop in later on after they've done the fix or something else for a little bit, they already have it. So honestly, like even if you're not necessarily inviting to 9-week, that's probably the package to still gear them towards. That's your promotion this month. Like they don't like just like even though they're still 160
Containers with that too,
packs.
right?
What's that?
The containers come with that, those
Oh,
9,
all of it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
still get all the same things like your 160s and 180 packs,
right?
but you're getting all the stuff in 9-week. So
Right.
Insane. It's
Yeah.
literally insane what you're getting. The value.
Mhm.
So,
agreed. All right, ladies. Do you want me to take one pick? Or do you want to do a boomerang?
whatever
We'll
you
do,
want.
we'll do a pick. Okay. Make sure babies are in. Faces are in. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, somebody's coming back. Ah, no, you're good. Okay. No, I'm glad you popped on. Okay, good. I'll put it up and I'll tag as many as I can. All right, ladies, thanks. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.